Well,
howdy fucking day!
hello people. Welcome back. And yeah, he stole my clothes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yes, it felt very strange because this was too tight.
Actually, I think you look how big that is now.
Well, I could turn that into a dirty joke, but I'm gonna try to be professional. Try.
Oh, welcome guys. Dead and Laughing. Our guest is already here, so let's get the disclaimers and all that good stuff out the way. So, disclaimer to the music in the background is not ours. We have no rights to it, but
it is Cold Chamber album Rivals. You like it? Check it out. You don't like it? Your fucking problem.
Yes. Shout out to Monsters Art Clan, Bruce R13, Halo, our guests, our fans, just everybody that's been supporting us since day one.
Our OnlyFans.
His OnlyFans, but yeah, our guest is here already, so we're gonna get him in right now.
Chris Koehler.
Yes.
Really? It's like everybody else. But holy fuck, this guy has had a lot of clients.
Clients in his rep. Oh, what's up, bud? Can you hear us?
Hey, what's up? Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Sick. Yeah. Welcome to Dead and Laughing, buds. It's a pleasure to have you on with us and just, talk about your work and what's going on in the world. So, start with your name and what do you do exactly?
Blood type, social security, length. That's completely up to you.
Can you my PIN number too? Because I have that ready to go.
Fuck yeah.
How you doing?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, with these gas prices and all that, we definitely need extra cash.
Let's see. So I'm Chris Koehler, and I'm an illustrator. I do pretty much anything illustration-wise. For most of my career, I did like editorial, which is magazine and newspaper. But last few years, it's been almost all movie posters.
Yeah,
I noticed that with the most recent one, the Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is fucking, geez, that looks really, really good.
yeah. I really want to dive into it and how the process and just many questions about your art and all that. Because I got into digital art as well, so seeing your stuff is like, fuck, I really want to get to that level. And
Also shows this process.
it does.
Yeah. Different ways it could have turned
See,
out.
I've seen that stuff, and that's what blows my mind is your process steps to your work.
Yeah, the different ideas that you have that build up to the final product. They all look really good.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, but thank you.
I understand completely.
I'm always. Let me see. I actually have my book right here.
Yeah, show us.
It's my keep just a normal book, but just pages and pages of thumbnails.
Oh damn!
Is that your like a rough sketchbook? Is that what that is?
These aren't even sketches. I mean, they're just like thumbnails. So just ideas.
Oh, okay.
So they're that small in your book. Holy shit!
Yeah, they're really tiny.
Wow.
Because I don't want them to take that long. If an idea is going to work, it's going to work small.
True. And it's just to have it on some paper. If you don't want to forget it or some shit, you want to have it somewhere already down. So that makes sense. If it's really small, you want to just get it down as fast as you can.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, I've had that so many times where I'll like wake up in the middle of the night, think of a great idea, and then go back to sleep. And in the morning, I know I thought of something good, but I can't remember what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm just like pissed off the whole day.
Yeah. So if it's like a bigger scale, it kind of takes much longer.
Oh, yeah.
Especially if it's like a rough idea and you just, like I've said before, you just want to get it down as fast as possible. So,
Exactly. Yeah. There's no, and the main thing with the thumbnails, like my main rules, I don't use reference.
Oh, shit.
Because then that way, like, I think a lot of artists, if they start with reference, they limit themselves to what they can scrap together or find.
Yeah.
But this becomes more of like problem solving, because if an idea works and it's a good idea, then I have to figure out how to make it, or else I'm screwed.
True. I've been doing that lately with skulls. I've been trying to just do it off my head as much as possible, and to try to see if it really looks like it. And I'm trying to remember what portions of the skull go where, and I like you said, I try to figure it out, because eventually it goes down to remembering what goes there, and then try your best, and maybe go looking back and see if you actually did a close reference to it. But I like that concept of your rule of using less reference or no reference at all.
So you used your skull? How was that possible?
I actually do it. It's weird. I actually feel my face to feel where my skull's at.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Really? I was kind of fucking with you first.
No. That actually, I do that. I feel where my fucking face, even with animals, I try to feel on their bones when I'm petting them. Not to be weird, but I'm just like feeling on their anatomy, but it's just, I don't know. I find it interesting that way.
No, it don't make sense. Like, you just like grab them and when you pet, you're like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah.
I definitely use reference after like the idea comes together. Then it's like whatever I can do to make it happen. So a lot of times that's I use myself for reference. I use 3D modeling. I use screen caps. I just make it up. It just becomes like a lot of bits and pieces of everything, and then like just filling in all the gaps with imagination.
Yes, I feel like, especially us artists, our imagination is fucking wild, and I feel like it's a great tool already as that, to use our brains to try to put shit together.
Get multiple ideas at
Yeah.
once.
Real.
So, oh wow, this. Oh fuck, they can't go together.
Because this guy, he knows anatomy fucking really well, especially female anatomy.
Not extremely well. Actually, you've seen the male anatomy ones that I did.
No, but he's really good. I don't know. I don't think a lot of people are aware on Dead and Laughing that we are artists ourselves and we create stuff. And I don't have any. You have any of your work here? I just want to show them a quick piece.
The only thing I have right here is the comic strips.
You want to show them?
Up to you, really. The only thing we have right here is kidnapping.
Anyways, I'm jealous of his skill of doing the anatomy, because I'm trying to learn, but I'm mostly into the face structures and monsters and all that good shit. So
Well, that's how I started too.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah. Did you go to school for digital art and all that stuff?
I mean, this is how old I am. When I was in college, digital art wasn't even
A thing?
it wasn't even really a thing. Like, teachers didn't even know how to critique it. Like, I did my work digital, and I had teachers just straight up tell me, like, we don't know how to talk about this work because it was digital. So, but yeah, I went to California College of the Arts in San Francisco, and then I actually ended up teaching there until a few years ago.
Oh wow!
Oh, shit. So
You're the second person we've had on here that's
that's taught. Yeah, that's taught. And then I feel like it's great to have those kind of people on here that teach. That means that they're really passionate about art and they're trying to put it out there as much as they can for people to learn. So
yeah, I mean, it's my whole life.
This is one of yours.
Yeah. No, fuck that.
This is one of his.
No, don't show this fucker.
Okay,
Don't embarrass me.
It's not embarrassing. It's a quick sketch. For a quick sketch, it's good.
Let's go. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah,
Right away,
that's
don't
it.
embarrass me. See?
Fuck you.
It looks like what's her name from what's that show or that movie? Hotel Transylvania or whatever.
Oh yeah, because of the bangs.
This was before.
Yeah,
that
it's kind of like the. I have a. This is like.
Oh.
You want to see my like sketchbook, actual sketchbook stuff?
Yeah, whatever you want to show.
I mean, I have that right. This is what my like sketchbook looks like.
Oh,
Whoa,
whoa.
shit.
This is just ink on paper.
Dude.
Wow. Yeah, I've seen videos of you putting it down on paper, and that ink is really fucking dark. It's really pigmented.
Yeah, I mean, huge shout out to Pentel. They, everything I use is Pentel, basically. And they're amazing people.
Fuck, I wish I had my
Pentel.
fucking. I need to start beating my own shit. That way I could show the guests. But
This one is for sale. But the person it was for, he fucking never paid for it and he stole it from me, that little bastard. I don't know if you can see that. There you go.
Dude, these are awesome.
yeah, and
Yeah, that took forever.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, he knows the anatomy. The bottom line, he knows it. He's familiar with it, and I'm trying to get more familiar with it. But
I can't show this one.
No. Oh no, never mind. But yeah, what else do you use for your pens and markers, or is just that's the bare minimum they use for traditional?
Yeah, like for traditional art, I use just brush pens, and then for digital, I use Clip Studio Paint.
Is that on the desktop?
Yeah, I use a Cintiq.
Oh, sick. See that? I've looked into that, or I've seen it, and there's so much shit you could do compared to like people that use Procreate, and that's like the most shit that's used a lot. But some guy was showing me what he could do. He could do so much with just desktop programs and all that good stuff.
Wasn't it one of our guests?
No, it wasn't a personal experience that I had.
Oh, okay.
When I was just shopping around Best Buy and all that good stuff, and the guy was showing me, and it was absolutely insane. And I was like, holy shit! And the sensitivity of the pen is absolutely insane compared to Procreate and Apple. But people make it seem that Procreate and Apple, it's a great program, but I feel like you really are limited with that program. But it's good for beginners. It's awesome as hell.
I mean, a lot of my friends who are professional illustrators, they use iPad Procreate. I mean, it's actually like really fantastically good pro software. There's like some limitations that would make it hard to do a movie poster in because just the size and resolution and layer limits. Yeah. But it's really damn good software. I mean, I would say it's almost as good as like a Cintiq for sure at this point.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Procreate.
You were showing me the sensitivity of the how fast it was registering the touch and all that to the screen, and it was really quick, and I was impressed by it. So
yeah, I mean,
later on, if I get really good at it and I dive into it more, I mean, I would probably do what you're doing as a desktop setup. So that'd be sick. Well, I think you should get into it too.
Yeah, I think I need to like start messing around with that because I don't. It's mainly just like pen, pencil, paper, whatever the colors I have, whatever comes to mind. I kind of have been with digital art, only like I'll come with an idea, put it on a piece of paper, scan it on my printer, and then mess with it on my laptop and just try to mess around with it like that. Yeah. That's as far as I go. Yeah. Other than that, I really don't know shit.
So for inspiration, I'm assuming it's just it's movies, right? Or what are your inspirations for making your art and how it started and all that good stuff?
Yeah, I mean, there's like I would say movie for like the work I'm doing now. It's movies. I mean, I'm obsessed with movies. I love, yeah, for sure, like horror, sci-fi. I'm like a horror movie nerd. So that's kind of like most of my cinematic diet is just like horror.
Yeah, which is you can never go wrong with that. You can do so much with it and trippy shit.
So your questions would be perfectly fit the movies.
Oh yeah,
asked that for a while.
Was it 3 or 4?
It was 3.
So what are your top 3 sci-fi, horror, slasher? It could be any from those types of films. What are your top 3s?
Oh my god! I mean, like it's easier for me to think about it by like horror subgenres. I would say like recently in the 2000s, like Martyrs is probably up there. That movie wrecked me so bad. Like, Martyrs was stuck in my head for months after I saw it.
Damn.
And then, like, all the New French Extremity stuff I really like Martyrs, Inside, Frontiers, Irreversible. Like, those I think are my favorite thing to happen in horror until, like, the Korean New Wave horror stuff I really like too. So, like, all of Chan-wook Park, all of his stuff, like The Wailing was incredible. For older stuff, The Night of the Hunter might be like my favorite visual movie of all time. Love that. Let's see. I have like a list. I keep this stuff in front of me. I mean, like, I really like A24 neon kind of horror too. So like Robert Eggers, Astor, that stuff's amazing to me. Beyond the Black Rainbow is one of my favorite recent ones. That's Panos Cosmatos. He did Mandy also.
I should have given you top 5 or more because you definitely have a lot in mind.
I could go on. I'll say, like, for me, if I'd well, let me ask, what's your what would be your Mount Rushmore of like horror directors?
Horror directors, fuck. I mainly know the movies. I don't go as far as like knowing all the directors.
Well, new age. Oh man, you put me in the spot now. That's how that feels.
Now you know the feeling.
Yes, I do. And now I understand why I asked that question. They're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, everybody has that face that just.
I know, right? This is hard. It's like there's just too much.
There is. I feel like a lot of the movies are.
Well, for me, it depends on my mood.
Your mood?
It depends, like, what I'm feeling, like, what I want to watch. Like, some days, like, I don't know, like, I want to see something really trippy, so I'll watch I'll try to watch Annihilation.
Yeah, that's
or The Color Out of Space, which was fucking weird.
Oh, I really like that one. That was solid.
Yeah, that was really trippy. Or I want to watch something a little goofy, but still horror. Creepshow. 1 or 2. Or the show, too. The show is actually really good.
Have you seen the new episodes, the new series that they've been putting out on
the Shudder one, right?
Yeah.
Shudder. Tom Savini's doing it, right? Or who's doing it? Yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah. What's his name? Not Savini. Greg Nicotero is.
That's the thing.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I wish they had more budget. Like, I feel like the show's not. The scripts are really good. Practical, like the practical effects are solid, but I wish it had like 2 or 3 budget to work with.
True. Now, I was surprised though. It looked fantastic in the very first few episodes, and I was like, because I didn't think it was gonna be that good. To the eye with special effects and a little bit CGI, but they nailed it. It doesn't look bad at all. It's solid. It doesn't look cheesy. It doesn't look, out of place or anything. It was really good, and it's dark. The darkness is still there, so it's fantastic.
Yeah,
I just kept thinking, like, just don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
Well, I went in with not too much of a high expectation because I feel like you shouldn't do that as much. Just enjoy it for what it is. For an example, like Halo. I haven't seen Halo the show.
Oh God, I'm gonna watch it after this.
but for that, I feel like people are gonna butcher the fuck out of it. But it's like enjoy what it is. There's not a lot of live interpretations of Halo, and I get it. It's a beloved game and books and all that. But don't butcher it with, people being critics and all that.
Oh, like when we were talking to Ivan King.
Yeah,
we said the same thing about Marvel movies. It's like, yeah, you see the comic books, even for like, might as well throw this in, Hellboy, because I see his face on the screen right here for us.
One of his pieces.
But yeah, even for that, it's like, just, you see it as something well, the way I do it, I see it separate from the books. Like, yeah, they add shit with it, just treat it like it's its own beast instead of trying to relate everything and just really fuck up your own experience. So
Yeah. No, there was that Creep Show episode in like the first season with the dollhouse and the little head.
that
Do you remember that one?
serious
That was
shit.
that was such a good episode, and it actually got under my skin. Yeah, it's solid. I mean, like I'm a huge Shudder supporter. Like I love Shudder. I've been to day one on Shudder, and it's I think it's like one of the best things to happen in modern horror. So I'll watch anything they do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of upcoming directors and all that stuff that go on there, and a lot of the stuff today, you know, with bomb equipment nowadays, it's really developed in a good way. You could really make something good. Even, you know, with iPhones alone, you could make a good short film.
Oh yeah, true.
It's possible.
Yeah. I mean, what's his name? That movie Tangerine was made on like iPhone 5s, and
Oh,
did you watch
shit.
Host?
Which one?
Have you seen Host?
Is it
Host?
is it Korean? The Korean one?
That sounds familiar.
No, not The Host. It came out like last year, but it was a Shudder movie, and it was all done over Zoom.
Wait, what? Zoom?
It's done over
Yeah, like-
Zoom?
The whole movie is done in one Zoom call. And
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
so it's like actually recorded over Zoom, and like that. And it's like honestly one of the better horror movies I've seen in the last few years.
Yeah, so it's possible to. That's what's good about Shudder. Like I said, it's so many upcoming artists that are on there putting their shit out, and they give the opportunity to give them the spotlight for sure.
You give
Yeah, and
movies
horror
to look
doesn't.
into.
Yeah,
You don't need like really expensive production value as long as you nail the look and feel.
yeah.
True.
A lot of films that I was, you know, digging was like the Midsummers, Hereditary, because I think people think it's gonna be a really, really fucking scary movie, but it's more of a psychological damage and trauma that it does to you. Those movies hella like fucked with me too as well. Like you said, those other films that fuck with you as well, and they're good. They're really like, what the fuck did I just watch? It is absolutely insane for those movies.
The way he said
A24.
that, it's the same way I was with the Creepshow episode with the dollhouse. I was like, what the hell did I just see? Is the way the head was moving around, and even when she throws the head out and it's life size under her bed, it's like, oh shit! Like, what the hell? It was just great.
I don't think there's like been a better time in horror, because like right now you have like A24 and Neon doing like elevated horror, whatever that means. I hate that term, that they're making good movies. Like I watched X like a couple hours ago. Have you seen that, the Ty West one?
X, no, I haven't seen that one yet.
No, I haven't
Oh
seen
man, it's
I think
amazing.
we've seen like the trailer. Is that the one where in the trailer he's like, is it possible to make a good dirty movie or some shit?
Yeah, it's like someone described it as like Boogie Nights, or Eli Roth described it as Boogie Nights meets Texas Chainsaw, and that's
That's a
like that's
weird
what it was.
combination.
It really works. Yeah, he's solid. I mean, everything he's done is good. I know some people are iffy on the Sacrament, but I liked it. Yeah, you have like A24, and then you have like Blumhouse doing more like mainstream horror, and I mean, it's amazing. So
Yeah.
I like everything.
Yeah, but let's get back to your art.
yeah,
Where are you
yeah.
based out of? Where are you? I don't think I caught that. Where you're based out of?
I'm in Sacramento, California.
Oh shit! You're
So you're California.
Yeah, same state as us.
Where are you guys?
We're in
SoCal,
we're in San Bernardino.
San Bernardino.
Oh, right on.
we're about like 7 hours away from you, so that's cool that we're same time zone.
We're in the ghetto.
Yeah.
I was in San Francisco. I mean, I'm from San Francisco, born and raised, and just moved out here a few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I've been out there and it's amazing. It's really amazing out there.
I've never been out there.
You know.
So for each piece, I know you have a process like you said. So how long do you think it takes, or even for the red ones,
to land on that idea?
Yeah.
On those positions, everything.
I mean, like the funny thing is the thumbnails I was showing you at that point, for me, the piece is like 90% done, because all the composition value, all the visual hierarchy, that's all worked out like 1 inch tall. So when I finish that, the piece is, as far as like my creative process goes, when the piece is done, like here, it's done. The rest is just rendering. But the rendering, so doing a thumbnail like this, let's see. I mean, I could actually show you. This is a fun one. This is The People Under the Stairs, one of my favorite horror movies.
Oh, that fucking movie. I watched that as a kid, and that tripped me out.
It's like Wes Craven's most underrated movie.
Yeah.
So like this,
it's crazy.
Like that might take me 10 to 15 minutes to sketch out, and the piece is, for me, is done. And then the rendering part, you know, for a more complex piece, might take 80 to 100 hours. On the long end, on the short end, maybe 20 to 40 hours.
Oh, but damn, you get them quite quick then, because I know sometimes for other artists it takes about a week, which, you know, makes sense to take your time. But that's a good timing.
Like that angel that I did the shading on. The one that was studying the human.
Yeah, see that?
That one took me, only because I did it in short bursts, it took me like 3-4 days.
Yeah.
But I did like an hour I did 2 hours one day, then like an hour, and then an hour, then an hour.
Yeah. For me, I try to do it in one set. But
yeah, I can't.
For project-wise, what was the biggest commission or project so far?
I mean, like right now, I do a lot of stuff for Universal. Like, so I did 2 Jaws pieces for Universal. The monsters, we did 6 pieces with 6 variants, and then I mean, I guess I could mention this, but the stuff I'm doing now, I did a huge project for this show called The Office, and I just finished some dinosaur related work.
Nice.
So,
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I would say like all of that is pretty big. Like for me, in terms of like my personal goals, I did an Iron Man poster Mondo, and like Mondo, you know, if you're in the movie poster world, like Mondo is kind of the it's like the main rite of passage for artists is like doing a Mondo poster. So for me that meant a lot. More so than like studio work, really. But you know, Universal's amazing. I love working much, and they treat me really well.
Yeah, and we're glad that you've been given those chances to work in those companies and be involved with so many big projects. So
we
actually, man, for doing all that great stuff in your career. So
when we seen when we went on your website, and on the bottom how it showed all the clients, everybody who's hired you, was like, holy shit. I was like, damn, I'm intimidated. Holy hell.
Exactly.
These are like big names.
I've been extremely I've been really lucky. I mean, there are much better artists who don't get the same like breaks I've had. I would say like I've compensated for like a lack of ability, really aggressive with marketing and being very on top of being strategic with how I promote my work to clients. And that's something like a lot of artists don't do. Is a lot of artists spend all their time becoming good artists, but being a good illustrator is not just being a good artist. It's being good at marketing and being good at the business side of things. And I've always accepted the aspect of it more so than the actual drawing aspect of it, which is, like, I look at my work and I look at the work of other people in my industry, and I'm not even in my own top 50, like, I don't put my own work up because it's just not, for me, it doesn't rate. And I want it to at some point. I would be very happy if my work could rate, but I would rather hang someone else's work that I think's better. I'm looking at, like, my wall right now is like, I have a Jonathan Burton piece up, Laurent Thuriot and Daniel Danger. And I'm like, I would never hang my own work up over them. Not in a million years. So yeah, I forgot what you asked me, but
No,
we're talking about, like, clients.
we get sidetracked a lot here on Dead and Laughing because it's
Yeah, we can go on and on with shit.
yeah.
But we went down further on your Instagram,
Yeah,
and this is random as shit.
Yes, but it's interesting because this is actually your first time that it's been on Dead and Laughing. So.
Yeah, with graffiti.
Graffiti.
It said with Pentel.
Oh yeah. That was what I did in high school and college. A lot of walls.
That's crazy because that's pretty much how we started.
No way.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I miss it.
Yeah, it's interesting because we really don't. Like I said, it's the first time we talked about graffiti. It's just not talked about because.
Well, I don't think it's the first time, but we've brought it up before.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, when we were
origin wise, yeah, we've talked about it, but it doesn't really get that far out. But the fact that you do it is interesting to see.
That's like. It just stood out. Like, wait, what the hell is that?
Like, oh shit. It's fucking sick. It's clean as fuck.
Oh, thanks. I mean, yeah, I don't have any of my actual, like, walls up on Instagram, I think, but it's funny because I remember after kind of, like, slowing down with that, I thought it was, like, a lot of wasted time. But then now I look at my work and how much that's influenced the work I do now and, like, how important those skills are to everything, and I'm really grateful I had that experience, like, especially because a lot of the poster work I do involves hand lettering and creative lettering, and that's all, like, I learned that with graff, like, so yeah, no regrets there. Some small
well, with everything it shows you, like with this, you did the 3D, you did the shading in a different style, which is the lines, and it does help. It does help out a lot. That's why when I seen it, like, what the fuck? I just comparing that to everything else on there, it just stood out. And
out of everything, it was the graffiti piece.
Yeah,
it relates to us a lot. That's why I feel like I could say it for both of us.
Yeah, because we could. It's funny messing with people like, hey, can you read this? Like this one.
Let's see, it's all waiting right now. Oh, that's dope. You got Frank in there.
Yep.
I can't. Let's see. I think you're backward. Your screen is actually backwards, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, let me see
it
that.
Says my name, Crude.
all my books are my. Let me. I've like some.
I know you got some Bibles in there somewhere.
Like, those are all like black books on the top there.
Okay. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, one day I'll be sick to see some of your graphs.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
See, kids, anything is possible.
Yeah, with graffiti, it helped me with color matching. Like it's dimension, straight line work, mixing with more acrylics, shading. The basics, and that tied into a lot of my art now. People always say that I know how to color match a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah,
it's like holy shit.
Yeah, because of graffiti.
Yeah, I didn't get that. I was trying to be like very precise.
I mean, for me, like, the main thing I got from it was compositional movement, because when you're doing letters, it's all about movement. It's all about your bars and, like, how the actual rhythm of the piece flows, and then you apply those same things to like a narrative composition, and it just elevates everything.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like spacing wise with the lettering, if it looks, correct. It's helped me a lot along the way. Like you said, I could really see how my pieces could tie with graffiti influences on it too. So no regrets at all. I mean, I got into trouble and others shiza, but well worth it.
Yeah, I've definitely been
I
there.
didn't get caught for it.
What happened?
No, I've been there before. Had, but it's all like I'm happy where I'm at now. So
Yeah,
definitely no regrets on that. I never picked up the color thing. I mean, like I don't see color very well, so there was never.
Okay. But even then,
Oh wow.
yeah, even then, I heard that people that have a hard time seeing colors, they actually make interesting pieces because they think it's something, and to other people it's something else, and it looks absolutely trippy as hell. And I've heard about people doing that.
Yeah, I do.
Color
Yeah, and like,
people,
right?
yeah,
Like, Mike Giant. I think he's colorblind, and I mean, he's incredible. Yeah, I think the thing with that is like if you can't rely on being accurate, you kind of find other ways to use color. So for me, it was like after I got over being horrible at like accurate color matching, I just was able to embrace using color more conceptually.
yeah. And I mean, you're really good at. Apparently, you are good at color matching with your other work.
I would strongly disagree with that. My color sense is terrible.
Everybody who creates things, everybody will disagree with that. I mean, because you will see the issues in your own work, just like I'll see an issue in my shit, and he'll see an issue in his piece. I know I just hit you right now, sorry. But same thing, it'll be just like, you'll see it, you're like, everybody else will see it, like, wow, that looks really good. Like, yeah, but that fucking line right there, that one little line, it's not curved in the right angle.
Yeah.
The only way I'm able to get past that is I got good at fixing my mistakes by like making it look like they're meant to be there. That's the only way I was doing it because I fucked up a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you're using pen and one line you're trying to fill something in and it darts out. Damn it. So you have to try to fix that and try to go around it. Like, all right, well, this is going to go here now. And so,
yeah.
It helped.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it just keeps me hungry. Like, I really, I went from a place of just being like kind of perpetually disappointed in my work to being in a place where I think I occasionally make something that I think goes all right. Or at the very least, like I'll have pieces where there are parts of it I'm proud of, like just little bits and pieces of some pieces. I think like, okay, I crushed this specific part. And now I know to do that. Like the Creature from the Black Lagoon piece. To be honest, I just like that wasn't a piece I feel like I was successful on, but it is well done, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Well, it looks good.
some of my digital art, it's crazy because I do relate to that statement that you did right there. There have been pieces where everything seems okay and acceptable, but there's pieces where I'm like, damn, that shit looks fucking sick. There's like a monster piece I did this eyes and it had like sick ass glare and it had depth in it. And I was like, whoa, that shit looks sick to me. And everything's like, it's okay. But I get it 100%. That is true. Though there is some pieces where I'm like, fuck, that shit's fire as fuck.
Well, let's see. How did you feel about the Wolfman?
I mean, this is the thing with like working for doing studio work. You're working in a lot of limitations. So for the Wolfman, they didn't have rights to Lon Chaney's likeness or the Wolfman's likeness because it looked too like his face. So we had to come up. I couldn't use the Wolfman's face, and it's like it's so iconic, and it's the easier answer, right? Yeah, no, I don't. I had a really, I had a piece, but
yeah, that explains.
Makes
That
sense.
explains like the heavy shadowing in the image, how you don't see it, how you don't see his face and everything. And like, there's one of them on here that has just straight heavy shadowing in the face. Like you can get it. It's the Wolfman, but it's just heavy shadowing. You can't see any real features, but it still looks visually appealing. That Frankenstein is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I did a Bride of Frankenstein piece where it's what's her name, Elsa Lanchester, and her face is entirely shadowed too because we didn't have rights. But yeah, and that one actually, like, we had rights to Boris Karloff, but not Elsa Lanchester. So
oh wow,
that by legal, which is good. So it's like those limitations are always going to be like, it's just part of working in movies and with IPs is working within legal limitations like that.
But if it was your choice, you would have put an actual features, and you would have done way more that you would have wanted. So it makes sense when you say you do have, you're very limited when it comes to stuff like that when you're working on films.
Yeah, we know from the beginning, which is the good thing. So there's when the job comes up, the guardrails are in place from the start. So I don't even explore ideas that might go that way, which is good in a way, because it would just be really disappointing if I had a killer idea that wouldn't. Yeah. But it also means that, like, I think for Wolfman, I did 9 or 10 like tight sketches, and I felt really good about one of them, which was way too conceptual for like mass market work.
Yeah. So
I thought you froze for a second.
Yeah, I did too for a second. Because we're having lag because there's a rave going on right here at the Orange Show, and it fucks everything up. Even at the mall that's down the street, the service is fucked. And
yeah, so there's an ocean of ass just walking around everywhere. And just, you know, some are like good shape. Some men are like all fit and shit. But then there's some that are super skinny, and then some that are just straight up fucking big,
and they don't care, and they want to show off to the world, and
just wearing pasties and fishnets. That's it.
Sounds like a typical Friday for me.
Whoa!
Damn!
I need to go out.
No, on Friday night I'm in the studio. That's every night.
Friday.
I just do it
only Tuesday for me. Oh shit!
No, that's good. That's good. This is another piece that we were seeing right here. It's Frankenstein. Frankenstein. What pops out to me, because I like using it a lot of my pieces now, is the neon, or orange or yellow with fire. That pops out a lot to me. Yeah,
that's a really good example of kind of what I was talking about earlier, where I just drew the thumbnail, and I think I might actually have it on me, and it looks so bad, the thumbnail. And okay, I'll show you this. Let's see. Do I have it? Okay, I drew it on a postcard, and it literally is just this scrappy thing, and it says flames. And then it says, my camera's backwards, but it's torch face in fire, and that's like my note to myself. And
it's done. The piece is done.
The piece, like, at that point, I was like, okay, this is, but it was the kind of piece where I really didn't know whether it was something that I could pull off visually, because it was like, you have to get a really accurate likeness of an iconic actor, Boris Karloff, and you have to do it completely rendered through fire. And fire is already kind of a pain in the ass to do. Like, fire is not my strong suit, and you have to have accurate fire. You have to have a perfect likeness within the fire, and then integrate things into like a conceptual narrative for the piece in a way that makes sense for the movie. So that was kind of like that's for me the most exciting part about illustration is you going to work or not. And every piece I do is a failure until it's not. And I think that piece was like, it just got to a point where I started rendering the fire and the features started coming out, and I realized it was like, okay, this will work. But you know, at that point, the sketch had been approved, so if it didn't work, that would have been really that would have been a major disaster, because that was the first piece in the Monster series too. So if I screwed that up, you know, who knows if I would have gotten, because they didn't hire me for all 6 originally. They hired me for 3, and it was based on the strength of the first 3 that I got the second set.
Oh, wow. So well, apparently you did good.
Yeah, you're really good.
I mean, I'm just happy. All of the designs are at Hot Topic right now, which is like,
Nice.
for me, that's like my high school goal has been accomplished. Like, you know, there was a time in my life where I bought out every Nine Inch Nails shirt at Hot Topic, and now like I'm right there with them. So I feel good. A little bit.
Yeah. So how long did that piece take? Did it take longer? I mean, because you say it's not your strong suit. So
well, the fire would be everybody knows making fire is just not real fire, but just doing it in design would be a bitch. It just, because you are right. I mean, just everything, just in fire alone, trying to make it look like actual fire is just a pain in the ass. The different shades and everything, it could be color, grayscale, it'll still be a pain in the ass just to get it done properly, unless you've done it multiple fucking times. But this,
yeah, the background probably took longer than the fire for that, because the fire was like, it was more of a conceptual problem than like a physical one. Like, it's the tools to do it are fast. They either just work or they don't. And I just got kind of lucky with it working. But the background, it was like rendering just tons of people and torches. That took longer. The funny thing with these projects, though, is they less than half the time is spent rendering the piece, and then more than half in revisions. So a piece like this might go through 5 to 8 rounds of revisions, because you're working with the art directors, and the art directors for a project like this, they're incredible, and they're as good as it gets. So they're also going to be pretty demanding, because it's you know, this is like big budget stuff. And then when you get through that, usually you have to get through legal, and you have to get through a lot of times a character art team as well, that's in charge of gatekeeping things like the accurate likeness IPs. So you have three gatekeepers to get a piece through before it's approved for final.
oh wow,
there's a lot to consider, and a lot of aspects, things are going involved in this. So that's a lot of pressure, actually. That's woo.
A lot of legality issues you have to go through. You have to dance around it. Holy shit.
Yeah, I did a
great.
Dracula piece. Like so there was a Dracula one that's done, and that got so we didn't have likeness on that to Bela Lugosi, and I tried doing a version, and it was like inspired by Bela Lugosi, and I didn't think it looked anything like him, but legal was like, absolutely not, way too close. So I redid it, and they're like, still too close. I redid, and his face is, the entire piece is like a face. So I redid the piece I think it's like 4 or 5 times I redid the piece almost entirely because it was just too close for legal. And in the end, we did they wanted the likeness based off of like concept art, which that's why that piece is not up in my portfolio. It didn't. That's something.
I'm looking for it.
We're looking for it. We can't find it.
You
never
know.
I was just thinking, like,
I mean, with something like that, it's like I had an idea that I thought was like one of the best ideas I ever had was for that piece, and it's like the woman's face back, and she's holding wolfsbane, and she has like puncture holes on her neck. The shape of her hair and the wolfsbane form the silhouette of Dracula her neck. And I'm describing it horribly, but it was a really good sketch. And the note I got back was, it looks too Me Too. Like it looks like he's a sexual predator. And I was like, yeah, Dracula. That's like his whole thing. But it got rejected.
What's he doing?
Well, he technically is
I
a
understand.
sexual predator.
I'm like,
not
his
sense.
His entire personality is like seducing women and biting their necks. But of course, I understand why we can't go that way, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Like, but I was like, it's a rare moment where I thought a sketch was like really solid. But I think usually when I do a sketch like that, I know it's going to be rejected, and I still just have to do it for me. I actually thought the Frankenstein with the fire, I was almost certain that was going to get rejected as a sketch. Because
why?
It's just a lot of the stuff, mass market stuff, is like conceptual, like really stuff that's a little more conceptual. Doesn't play as well for a larger audience.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times they want something that's like strong likeness and a very clear idea. Like the creature from the Black Lagoon is a good example, because that one started out way more conceptual, and it turned into something that's a little more mass market, which is, I get it, because the whole point of this is to sell, put it on product and sell it to a wide audience and have it be versatile. And you can't do that if it's all hinges on a really obscure concept that could be interpreted as being like inappropriate.
True. Wow. So they're looking out for their butt cheeks.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
I don't know why I didn't say it.
They're looking out for their butt cheeks. Were you afraid there was 2 minutes swearing in this episode already?
No, I was thinking about frogs have butt cheeks.
What the fuck?
No,
Sorry, I'm off topic.
Well, yeah, they were looking out for their own asses. They were looking out for the company.
I get it. It's
basically.
protocol and just to be on the safe side. So
like if I'm doing a movie poster for a gallery, for instance, like, then maybe I'll do an edition of like 100, and all you have to find is a who love the movie and think it's a cool idea, and you're good, right? But if for this stuff, the volume is a lot higher, so they just it has to be less challenging in a way.
yeah, because people are how can you say it? It's actually hard to put in.
Come on, you can do it.
You do it.
I don't know what you're about to say.
It's more of an audience. It's marketing wise, there is people that don't mind it at all, but it's really small compared to
people are
the
hard to
majority of
please.
it. Yeah, it's
accessibility is important at that level, like accessibility and versatility, especially because something like this is you don't know where the art assets are going to go, right? Like they could go on they could go on a iPhone case, a T-shirt. They could go on a poster, and they have to work across whatever context they're sold for. I mean, this is like really getting in the weeds of like of like the business of illustration, but it's it's a lot different than doing like a silkscreen movie poster in a small edition, in which case it's like you know exactly what it's going to be used for, how it's going to be made, and who the audience.
Yeah, true. That makes that makes sense.
Yeah.
They already know where it's gonna land. Most of the time, it's gonna land at that. You know, you said the poster wise.
But that is true. It does need to like fit what it's gonna go on. So like you said, if it's gonna be on like a phone case or like basically what the fuck ever. I think that's why it takes so long. Like whenever we're doing for Redbubble, like the little designs, if our designs don't look good on certain products, we don't put it on there. The same thing. It just doesn't have that good feel to it. It's like if you were to put that Frankenstein on a thong, it would not go good.
It wouldn't. Yeah,
it wouldn't look good.
That would look good.
It'd be like, wow, my crotch is on fire. No, it wouldn't go good. Like visually, it'll be like, huh, wow, you got fucking
a crotch on fire. It's a different.
Is that a face?
You saved the Wolfman for that one, for the thong.
Little hair don't hurt nobody.
It has to have a little bit of hair like on the sides, and the middle it has to say Wolfman, like just like that in the brick.
That would actually work. Yeah, that would work perfectly.
Yeah, that would work. Just I hope to God whoever's wearing his showers.
All right, we are down to a couple minutes. Any shout-outs, handle-wise, that you want to put out there? Yeah, it's already been an hour. It's insane.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could follow me on Instagram. It's my name is there somewhere, I think in the top. Shout out to Billing Block. That's my group of movie poster compatriots. They're amazing people, my favorite artists. And yeah, huge shout out to Universal too. JP, Jeremiah, Jetta, and Michelle. So yeah, they are so good to me. So and yeah, thank you to you as well. This has been fun.
No, thank you. You know,
yeah, never thought we were gonna talk about graffiti.
Yes. But we're always thankful for our guests to get on, take a time to talk to us, talk about their art and whatever's going on with the world, and so forth and so forth. So thank you a lot, bud. We appreciate it. Anal final words?
Did you just say anal final words? Jesus.
Any final fucking words?
This is a family show, you sick bastard.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Well, same shit as always. This is also going to be on YouTube. So, you know, like, subscribe, play with the bells, stay notified every time you do it. He gets a good shock in another place.
Fuck!
You know what's funny? I think people are just pressing that for fun, just to see if it happens. And it keeps happening. He'll just sit there, But other than that,
yeah. Thank you, bud. Be safe out there and have a rest of your good night. And until next time, if you know somebody that wants to jump on, let them know. If you want to jump on again, let us know. We're always on this, so.
Yeah, we would love to see some of your peace books, some of your Bibles if you have any. Yeah. That would be fucking sick.
Yeah, no,
really crisp.
Yeah.
I'll send you some stuff. I miss those days. So I still have, I have a couple crates of like 94 in my studio.
I thought it would be interesting to bring that up because I know a lot of people don't talk about it as much with you. So I think that was a good idea.
That'd be awesome. We'll send you some of our stuff too. Because I got some of it and I miss it too.
Yeah.
I miss just the whole thing. Just getting up, the smell, the feel,
yeah, the paint and everything. But
yeah, it's great.
Till next time, bud. Just be safe out there. So just keep it up.
Cool. Cheers.
Bye.